Yo, what's good, everybody? Love the Game Pod. We're back at it with another episode. Today is a very special episode. We have a special guest, our first guest on Love the Game. So I'd like to introduce Hunter Hawkins before we introduce ourselves. Say what's up to the pod, my guy.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is dope, yo.
Yeah, we've been talking a little bit before we shot the episode, just about how we've been doing as a podcast. And yeah, like again, like Hunter, we appreciate you for showing support, even wanting to participate in this episode. So yeah, man, y'all know my name is Ray. You feel me?
I'm Marco.
So let's get it. Hunter, since you're our first guest,
Yeah,
please tell us a little bit about yourself. And please tell us like what made you fall in love with basketball.
man, that's great, man. I'll get right into it. So I'm Hunter Hawkins, originally from Houston. I grew up in Philly. Ray and I, we family by way of my dad or my mom and my dad. We family. So grew up in Philly, went to Roman. I went to Tuskegee University, and throughout my whole life, like I love basketball from day one. Football was my first love, but my dad actually he's a Hall of Fame basketball player at Arkansas, and from the very jump, like I just always had that attachment to the game itself, and like wanting to be a really good basketball player, and kind of had a unique journey when it comes to this game of basketball that we love. I felt like I was robbed opportunity of playing because of all these injuries I faced. Like I'm 6'6", 6'7",
Mm-hmm.
had 3 knee surgeries throughout my life. Probably may have another one coming sometime soon. Two of them I had them in high school, junior and senior year. Started off as a 5'6" kid a freshman year and grew to 6'4" my senior year essentially. And went to Tuskegee, tried to walk on to the team, and did my best in that opportunity where the coach wanted me to continue to be a part of the team with an opportunity to join it at a later point. But the first step was being a manager. And that's a humbling experience being a kid that can good enough, but you got to be with your peers and being a manager. But I've always had just a good perspective on life and just seeing it as an opportunity to do what I want to do. I just want to be a part of the game, no matter what it can be. That turned into me facing some more challenges when it comes to injuries. Finding out my sophomore year, I had microfractures in my knee. If everybody's familiar with who Brandon Roy is, he had a microfracture surgery. I literally had a physician tell me that's the best solution we have for you. And I was like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know that. So I kind of personally turned down the whole aspirations of playing and really just focused in on just being a part of the game, and wherever that route can take me, I was with it. So my coach was like, look, you can be a manager for this year, that year, work with a couple managers, build a core, and then you can be a coach if you want to do it. And he told me, he's like, man, I think you'll be a national championship winning college basketball coach. I was like, what? Kind of crazy. But still did that with all my friends. Like when I'm talking to my friends, like literally one of my friends, he's from Tuskegee University, Division II basketball player. He is playing overseas in the Champions League now. I literally spoke with him yesterday.
Urgent. Wait, what's his name so we can like put his photo in the joint?
Oh,
Give him a
yeah,
shout
I
out.
got James Eads, Showtime Eads. That's the Instagram. I'll drop all that and share it. And one of my other friends too, Miles Thomas, both doing the same thing. Like from a Division II school, have played in multiple different countries, overseas, graduated. They got their jerseys retired at our school. And these are some of my closest boys. But James, he about to get married. Like this game itself has just got us all like locked in. And I just think of him as just off the top of my head because we spoke yesterday. But in a sense, like the game of basketball is bigger than just this round ball. Like that round ball can take you all over the world and also build connections with people that are just lifelong friends. And man, I just love the game that much to continue to do it. And now, me professionally, I live in Houston, Texas. I work in healthcare, an account manager for in the neurology space. And I'm a part time. This is my first year coaching AU, working with the seventh graders to be eighth graders. And I started off doing it as just an assistant coach. And we had a terrible season, but we can get all into that at another point in this
For sure.
pod.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. Before we get into that, since you mentioned that you grew up in Philly, I wanted to know like if you're tapped in with the NBA scene so far, what do you think? Like, are the Sixers your favorite team? And if so, like, what have you been thinking
Yeah,
so far?
the Sixers my favorite team now. I grew up a big Kobe guy. I mean, got my poster, got the poster right here. So
Kobe,
I
shout
was
out.
one of those kids where, I mean, you all know how it is for us growing up. Like AI is AI in Philly, so it's like we all got that different kind of love when it comes to the Sixers because of AI.
Yeah.
And it was always just shoot. My stepdad, he always had them tickets to the game, so I would go to the game. So I'm like a Sixers fan just innately, but Kobe was always in my dude. So as long as Kobe was playing, I was deep down rooting for the Lakers. But ever
Got
since
like
Kobe,
a first memory of your first Sixers game? If you could share with the pod.
one of my first memories was me and my dad. We went to a game where Kobe and T Mac were playing. I mean, not Kobe and T Mac, AI and T Mac were playing, and I want to say they both had like 50 or 60 in the game. It was
Mm.
crazy.
Okay.
Crazy. We probably could figure it out the date for that game, but however young I was, I remember going to that game. I think Allen Iverson had 60. It was one of his career highs because AI. But
Yeah. You remember
that
like how you felt in that moment?
what I was on cloud nine because at this time this is like middle school. I'm new being in Philly, and it's like, yo, we're gonna go to the Sixers game. And by that time, we had been to a few Sixers games. But I'm still like in awe every single time we get that opportunity to go to a Sixers game and see Allen Iverson. Like
Mm.
people who aren't from Philly may not know how acclimated Allen Iverson is to the city of Philadelphia, but like literally, like you'll see him just anywhere. I've seen AI on hula hands. One time I was coming out of school, I had a basketball in hand, and my friends and I, we remember to this day, like we literally, I went to Our Lady of Lourdes. The school shut down, but it's on 63rd in Lancaster. But literally, like he was pulling up in the car. He's like, man, y'all don't know what to do with that ball. I'm like, yo, that's AI. Like he just a regular dude. Like, so seeing him do what he was doing, shaking his hand, I was like, yo, this dude's hands are huge at the time as a kid. But
That's tough.
like, yeah, so that was one of my favorite experiences, seeing one of the best players, in my opinion, do something like that.
I wanted to ask, like, so far, what is your favorite aspect about coaching AAU?
The kids. I'm literally there for the kids.
Also,
AAU
shout
has
out your team. Shout out your team.
Coos Elite. Shout out to Coos Elite. We just did our thing in the 17U. That's what we do. NXT Pro. We just went. Shout out to those guys doing what they're doing. The team from last year, they got a bunch of guys that are going D1, and these guys from this year too. They're going to be doing big things. So we got y'all know Rayford Austin. His son plays in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Coos. And that dude got game. But it's a lot of kids. But shout out to our kids at our age group growing up that we got coming up right now. Man, I'm really doing it for them. Like it's crazy to see the parallels of like yourself as a seventh and eighth grader and these kids right now, even though they got cell phones and all that, our personalities are all still the same. Like you still a kid at the end of the
yeah.
day. And some of them have a different type of love for the game than others. And some don't even know they got love, but you can see the love that they got within it already just by how their
Mhm.
mannerisms and how they feel about a mistake or coaching them or helping them out. Because like my thing is I like to just get to figuring out who they are as a person and help them out from that point of view as a person, because this game with basketball is an easy opportunity for you to get some tools and skills for yourself on personal development on how to just go about your own life, because you
Mm.
face so many different kinds of adversities in a practice or a game where that moment is going to carry you. You can be like, yo, yeah, I did this. You feel you have that subconscious confidence about yourself that you can face this adversity that you got moving forward. So
No,
I love it.
definitely. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean
Go
to
ahead,
cut
go
you
ahead,
off.
go ahead,
No,
bro.
But yeah, no, I definitely feel what you're saying because I recently I've been working with fifth and sixth graders coaching
yeah,
baseball. So not AAU, but you definitely get the opportunity to help them grow as people, especially at that age, whether it be like paying attention and focusing. Because like I know with my kids, they had a hard time doing that. But yeah, you definitely get to teach them more lessons than just on the career. I wanted to ask you though, you said you worked in healthcare now.
Yeah, I work in healthcare now. Yeah.
So, one of the questions we had for you was there's been like an ongoing conversation, I'm sure you've heard of it, about the wear and tear that AAU can put on the body of kids and how many games they're like actually playing one weekend and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I was wondering if you could speak to that. Like, do you feel like it's safe? Do you feel like people are overblowing it? Or like how do you feel about that?
I feel that it's kind of chaotic in how it's set up, really.
Mm.
Like we don't it's no shoot, I play in adult leagues too. And some adult leagues will have a championship game the same day as the playoffs, basically. So it's like you're how any AAU thing is like you win one game, then you play in another game, then you play in another game, and you'll find out when all these games you're having.
Mm.
And it's relative to the work that the children and us coaches and the families and everybody are putting into the game themselves. Like if you're a kid that's I don't know, like when we were growing up, we could be at the park all day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like it's no difference than being at the park all day. So if you're not living that normal, if that's not a part of your day to day, where you're just constantly active, then that game at 8 o'clock where you're not stretched or anything and all that kind of stuff, and then you got another game at 12 o'clock and it's the exact same thing. Yeah, that's gonna put your body into a weird spot where it goes up and then it goes down, and then you got to bring it right back up. And a lot of, especially at like sixth, seventh grade, eighth grade, you're not thinking about it from a collegiate basketball perspective or high school basketball perspective, where you're going to give yourself the nutrition and you're going to stretch this amount of time and that amount of time before you go play. You're not really thinking about it like that. Like what I like to do with our kids when we have some of our games, especially when like we'll go eat, we'll come back. Coach and I, we like to have the kids there at least an hour before our game is scheduled to go. Then I like to get them. I kind of like to treat them a little bit how it is in basketball. I mean, at the college basketball level, like, all right, I got the 30-minute clock in my head. All right, this game that's going on before, if it's most of the games are in halves. So they're like, they may be 20 or 16-minute halves or something like that. I'm like, all right, at the 9-minute or 10-minute mark, I want all the kids to leave from watching, go to the little hallway because some spots don't even have nowhere for the kids to go. That's the other thing too. It's literally
Mm.
all dependent on our facilities and how we all have it set up for our AAU. And that's one of the little conflicts that AAU has right now. We don't have a consistent style. Like you may be going to a middle school or you may be going to a high school.
I've definitely done. I played in like a middle school gym with like not even wood floors. Like it was like tile, bro.
Right, yeah. You literally may be in like there's literally a high school. We had some games at the other day. They got a bunch of courts in there. They got like the tile, little rubber court, then they got a wood
Yeah.
court, and then they got a really good wood court, and they got a like you
Mm.
doing all of that in one day. That's not good wear and tear on the body. Going up and then going down and stopping and starting and eating bad food and all that kind of stuff is it's not good overall. So to answer your question, I don't think it's good overall. And I think that's one of the gaps that we have within AAU right now
Mm.
in America because there's no consistency at all.
So like if I could ask a follow-up question, what would you think that like per se like what I guess what are some solutions that you think could be provided and maybe you can kind of add to this like what do you think Kuz Elite is doing to really help like protect
Well,
the health of your athletes?
what we need right now, the solution is just how we have like YMCA's, community centers. We need like those facilities to be bought into the whole AAU thing because it makes more sense on the like immediate like solution, like okay, turnkey, like have some of those places involved in like hosting these tournaments and all that kind of stuff. But where it comes into play is like, well, sometimes some people can't because it's a 501(c) or whatever it is, they can't like turn profit or whatever it is. You know, like it kind of like the money aspect of the things come into play, and that's a huge thing. And then the long term solution is we need to across the country just need to be building facilities where you got the baseball, you got the basketball, you got the volleyball courts in there. Yeah, baseball, basketball, volleyball. Those are like really, when it comes to travel, huge. Cheer, like these facilities need to have all of those things within it, so you can just literally just host a tournament, and they need to be in ideal locations because like EYBL, I think it's in like Augusta,
Yeah,
and
it's
like
in Georgia.
it's in like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
so, we need to like kind of put these in areas where you got all these families traveling across the country to come to these spots. Like for the big tournaments, you need to have it where the family can go to a hotel, go get something to eat. Like all the facilities need to have everything there. And then one thing, some tournaments have it, some tournaments don't. But when I think of the solution is you need to have trainers. You got to pay these trainers to be there. Like the trainers, if somebody needs to get taped up or something, an injury happens, like some facilities, some tournaments don't even have all that stuff, which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
yeah.
So, media solution is literally like us figuring out how we can collaborate with these community centers that we have locally that have some of the things, or these gyms, these huge, massive gyms that do have everything. We got to find a way to figure it out because going to these middle schools and these high schools is not worthwhile for because they're all limited on all the facilities that they have, and then not all the trainers want to come in. It's a whole lot going on.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I guess as you're understanding how AAU is as a coach, do you have, I guess, any like standout memories so far? Like any kids that you've seen like, oh, that kid might go to the league or that kid might be a D1 prospect like very soon. Like
Who are we to say that at this point right now for a seventh or eighth grader and stuff
I
like
get
that?
that, I get that. Yeah.
Who are we to say that? Because we don't know what life has for them. But we all can see the good characteristics of some young men and some of the characteristics of some other young men that need to be kind of molded, you know, in a way where they can be successful in life,
Hmm.
whether it's basketball or whether not. But we see it every now and then, and it's just whether or not it'll happen for the person or not. Like,
Can you
you
kind of like go into the details of like what are some good characteristics that you see in like players that you think could reach the next level?
humble, disciplined team player, has
Mm,
a work ethic, and is coachable. And all of those things that I just shared are like pillars of what it means to be coachable. But it just has to be in you. And some kids have some things, some other kids don't have it, but you can like mold them into it. But I feel like we all know like you have to have that innate ability to want to be better and care about what you're doing. But also, I feel like a lot of people harp too much into that instead of letting the kids just be kids because we all were just kids. Like we enjoyed our memories of being a kid. So at some point, you got to just there has to be a happy balance between that.
gotcha.
But to answer your question immediately, like those are some of the things you really want to see in a kid, and if that kid has it, then that kid's got something special
Hmm.
because not a lot of people have that. Like what you all are doing, both of you are doing. You clearly have had it from day one. I know you from day one, so it's like we
Yeah,
all know you got that thing in you where you just want more for yourself. And some kids know how to project it versus other kids don't know how to project it, but we see it. And then the kids that, you try to get it out of them and then they may want to resist you. So it's just Marco, you get it. Like you get it. Like with the fifth grade, it's like, you got to be touchy. You can't do too much with them. You got to let them do what they do.
Yeah, it's a tough spot because I'm definitely I'm coaching kids who are at like a younger like a not a young who are like less committed than your kids because I've been at like a summer camp type of thing because I start school in the fall, so I can't have like a full time joint. Whereas like your AAU, so
Yeah.
for me, it's like trying not to like trying to push the kids while not killing their love for the game because I really have kids at like all levels too. So it's like some kids like love the game no matter what I do, they're gonna keep with it. So just like trying to push them. While it's like a kid that like I don't know if they're gonna play this like play baseball in middle school or something like that. Just making
Yeah.
sure I'm like giving them guidance while not like pushing them away from the game because like the coach was too hard on me. I don't want to play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
kind of more into like just your life in general. I was wondering if you could go more into your I guess your brand, and especially with the new design that you have for Arkansas.
Yeah, like so my brand is called Bad Perception, and it's all about the human experience. That's what the brand is about. And
Mm,
I'll make different types of apparel that are all geared toward literally just that pillar of what the brand is, to be bold, different, and audacious. And I just like to get creative, and like I made this hat, excuse the hair, but this was purely organic. And this just comes from an inspiration of just a lifestyle to live and how I go about myself. I got a little t-shirt that just says the human experience. So it's just me just carrying out how I go about my everyday and just turn it in more into a palatable lifestyle and an experience, especially when you have clothes. Like you want to feel good about what you're wearing and have some quality
yeah,
to
yeah,
it. And that's some of the pillars that I go about it. And that's just the thing I do in addition to my full-time job. So I love it. That's my thing. I can't lie to y'all about that. Like that's what I do. I'm making stuff all the time,
yeah.
literally.
If you could go into it, how did you conjure up the collaboration with Arkansas?
So my dad, he's a Hall of Famer there at Arkansas, and it all came from just an idea. He was telling me he's going to be going back to campus sometime soon. I was like, "Yo, Dad, what you think about if I make some stuff and give it to some of the guys and the coaches and the staff?"
Mm,
He was like, "I think that's cool. Let me reach out to Cal. He knows Cal and them dudes, and reached out to Cal, reached out to the equipment manager there, and ran it by him. And they were like, "Yo, that's cool." And then all I did was I just had the idea in mind. So the design I came up with was called Work, and it's literally just like a t-shirt just says Work on it. And I got the inspiration from an old like clip, like some Michael Jordan clip where he had this t-shirt on, and it was just like it's like yo, and it just had I couldn't figure out what was the words that were in between each letter. I was like, yo,
mhm.
let me think about doing something. And that's what I did. And I created that one. I was like, yo. And I showed it to him first. And he was like, man, I like this one. So he showed it to some of his teammates. And how it all came about is put it all into production. And they had a alumni like honoring of one of their teams. Like my
Oh,
dad
that's tough. That's tough.
and their team, and this is like history though. They went to two Final Fours and they made the NCAA tournament all 4 years. I think they went to the Sweet 16 every single year.
Mm,
And they went to two Final Fours. So that's like historically, like for a 4 year, like of a team of guys that come in for 4 years, like that doesn't really happen
yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway to get the two Final Fours. And so they were honoring their team, and one of his teammates unfortunately had passed earlier this year. He was struggling with cancer, but so they just wanted to bring them all in for I think it was their 30th anniversary of that team,
Mm.
and get providing them accolades. I got to meet the great Nolan Richardson. One that's Black history. That's coaching history. That is just a historical person right there. I want to say I was somebody shared with me. He's one of the few coaches ever to win championships at the JUCO level, Division II, Division I,
Mm.
college basketball. Like every like dude is just a winner, and
Yeah,
that's what he's
yeah.
done at every single level, and that's history. So meeting a guy like that, I feel like I was amongst greatness right there. And
He said anything wise to you?
man, I don't know, I don't remember. I probably got it on camera, but shoot, he's just a cool dude. I'll tell you, my dad told me this story, and I guess this is for some, if you know, some of the young hoopers. My little brother's probably heard this. I want to say something about him too, because you said something about our kids and like the love of the game and like pushing them and not being too pushy and all that. I did have a thought about my brother when it comes to that aspect. But
Sure, we can go back to that for sure.
yeah, he shared with me, my dad shared with me that man, they were running Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at least 2 to 3 miles a day on these Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But it was a ridiculously like difficult run. Like the slope for this hill that they had to run on was like this. And my dad always is saying, "Is like, man, I remember just running it, and it was like my face is just looking at the ground. Like
Jeez.
that's how steep the hill was that they were running. And the coach would just be playing this old school. like 70s old head music that's just
Yeah,
chill and cool. They had a little lyric or something in there with like it'll pass or this is gonna keep going. But he felt, you know how we say essentially it's like trolling. He
yeah,
basically the coach was trolling him on the song he was playing on that run that they would have to run on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays every single time.
mm,
But what he was doing, what he was building that within their mind that they're gonna be able to handle and be able to do with and withhold and withstand anything. And that's what led to them dudes like competing at a ridiculously high level. Like I told you, like we don't hear about many teams doing what they did. They had a 2,000 point scorer on their team, and I want to say they had two 1,000 point scorers on one team.
dang.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
And the
that is
2,000
good.
scorer, I think it was a seventh pick in the NBA draft, Todd Day. So
Okay.
you don't hear stuff like that much more nowadays because a lot of nobody stays 4 years. But at the end of the day, that's balling, that's history, that's competitiveness. Them dudes are at a different level, and they're crazy. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah, they love the game, bro. They love the game.
They love the game.
Yeah, and so because of that, you were talking about how you wanted to spin back on the topic of your brother and loving the game.
Yeah, like so, I'm big brother, and I feel like we all big brother, cousin. You got that person that looks up to you, and you pour into them, etc. And my little brother, he loved basketball, he loved football. He's an athlete. Dude done played hockey, done played everything, baseball.
Got
He's
some
damn near
shout out John.
Yeah, he did damn near been good at everything. But as a big bro, it's like I had to kind of learn how to dial myself back and not push him too much because I'm like, dude, like you could be really good at this basketball thing, but I don't want to steer you away from playing basketball. And my brother played at Lower Marion, and I think he put up 750 points in the 2 years he got to play on varsity. And
Sheesh.
and
Open.
yeah, and with him it was just tough because we had a time where we went to go work out and all that kind of stuff, and he didn't want to go work out, and I was in my feelings about him not working out. And but in turn, that was like his junior year, going into his junior year. And now, 3 years later, after the junior year, the senior year, and he had a post grad year, now he's going to, full scholarship, going to play basketball at Edinburgh University. And for him to see the change in the work ethic that he puts into the game,
Mm,
what y'all see and what y'all about to see from him, in my opinion, is only scratching the surface because it's like that
heard
work
you.
that I was trying to tell him to put in his junior year. Now he's putting in that work on an overdrive on a level, and he just about to just take off. But being a person, to seeing somebody that's got that potential within themselves, is like you can't push them too much because they may just go in their opposite direction. They're just gonna go in whatever direction they're gonna go in. That's the lesson that you learn. So you just stay with them and you guide them the best way that you can, and you don't want to be too pushy.
Mm.
I can see the resistance in our relationship sometimes, and like I'm pushing him a lot. I'm like, dude, man, you can go get in the gym, and he's like, he's doing his own thing, but he's doing it, man, and he's loving it. Like, man, that dude's about to be something special. I'm just letting y'all know. We
Yeah,
all
I'm
know
excited. I
it.
know. Look, I know.
We've been knowing it for a while.
Yeah, bro. I'm excited for what he's got to say or got to for what he's gonna do, bro. Because I'm definitely trying to go to a game soon.
Yeah.
Um, and so, like our last question for you, because we forgot to talk about it earlier. Since you play collegiate hoops, or since you've participated in collegiate hoops,
Mhm.
you know, managed at Tuskegee. I wanted to know what you thought about this year's draft picks and like who do you think maybe like who are two players that you think have a very high ceiling?
Oh,
Um,
it's Cooper Flag and it's VJ.
okay, why
Not,
why why do you think
not,
for
not.
both of them?
Well, it's the two similar things, like straight up. No pun intended, them dudes love basketball. And you can just see it through the TV. You can see it. Like them two right there, they love the game. And it's like two different ways. Like VJ, we got to caught wind of more of his story, on like how he got put onto the map for how he competed in that game with Justin Edwards and
Mm,
whatever it was in high school. He went off, and that's how he got put on the map essentially. And
yeah.
then draft night, we get to find out like that emotion comes out about how he was saying like yo, like my mom really, like we didn't have much. And then them sharing that what he did with his NIL money that he got for school and put it
Facts.
back to home. Like that dude knows the game of basketball is bigger than just himself, and he loved the game. And on Cooper Flag, on the other side of the thing, man, that dude is a competitor. I just saw a little quote how he was asking the Mavericks, like, "Yo, let me just play again, because like my first game just wasn't a good game. Like I don't want them to think." And he had the good game after the bad game, and he's like, "No, I want to play again." He's like, "No, I'm just not happy about that
Yeah.
first game." You can just tell that dude don't care about them, the load management and all that kind of stuff. Like them dudes want to be great. I think we got something with VJ. I'm not too I ain't too sold on our guy Jared McCain. We got to see what
Really?
we got
Okay.
to see what
So um I guess why aren't you sold on McCain? Um
because the
Mine.
Sixers were just shitty this year. Excuse my language if that's all good, but they were just
Yeah.
they were garbage. So it's just like we got to see it again with some expectations because once everybody in the NBA knew the Sixers weren't really that good, it's like ain't nobody really competing with the Sixers every night. It's kind of like how
Yeah.
people were looking at Andrew Wiggins that one year when he was putting up numbers, but it was just like they would call it garbage minute, like garbage points and all that kind of stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he was a flash in the bucket and then he got injured. So we didn't really get to see much. So it's like, okay, we know you got some potential, Jared McCain, but let's see what you're going to do. And I ain't a hater at all, dog. I want you to ball because at the end of the day, we want to see the Sixers win, god dang
Yeah,
it.
yeah, for sure.
you know,
So
get
you
rid of
think
me
I guess between him and VJ, VJ is probably the guy that you're gonna be like looking for that will take them to the next level?
for sure. Because dude competes. He played both ends. Defense, offense. He don't seem like he really cared to like be to score like the ball that much. So I think that's good complimentary when you got Joel Embiid and you got Tyrese Maxey who got to get the points. You got a guy in there that's just gonna compete both ends and is the best athlete on the team, which is crazy because Tyrese is a crazy athlete when you think about it, and
Yeah,
Justin Edwards. All three of them are like crazy athletic, and they saying he the best athlete on the team.
yeah.
And you got Boma too. Boma's nice as well. So it's like we just got to get rid of Paul George, y'all. That's all we got to do. We got to get rid of him, man. Get him out of here. Podcast P.
What did you think of the Janai Broom pick? How'd you feel about that in the second round?
I'm intrigued. I don't know. Is he going to be a two-way guy for us? Is he going to be a guy that actually gets in? Like,
He has a standard contract, so I
Depends.
think he's gonna
Yeah,
be on the roster. I don't know if he's gonna play or not, but
I mean, dog he's a dog. Like you can look at his numbers in college; they speak for himself. It's just whether or not the NBA's got a place for him, or whether he's going to accept that role in the NBA. Because I think what we be learning when we listen to these podcasts with these NBA guys, man, they say it's just political in a way. And if you can accept the role for whatever that role is they want you to be, then you can like have a career. Because he
mm,
got the skill set to be a baller in his role, if you get what I'm saying.
for
Like
sure.
I look at him low, not saying he's similar to Jared Sullinger, but if you think of Jared Sullinger, plug him in like 2025, if he can accept whatever the NBA role can be for Jared Sullinger, then he got a spot. But if you can't accept it, it'll be like Kenny Lofton.
mm.
You know, not saying Kenny Lofton can't accept it, but it's like, dang, like dude got
Yeah,
game, but
Yeah.
why
yeah.
can't he find a spot?
What's one thing that you want to tell any young athletes that are looking at this video, like any words of wisdom or encouragement?
Listen to your old heads, be humble. And the ones that care about you, for real. It's just listen to them, give them some time, and believe in yourself as always. Whatever you think you're gonna do for yourself, believe in it, but don't just believe in it without putting in the work. Put in your work,
Mm. Well,
like put it
Hunter,
in.
I want to appreciate you again for being our first guest on Love the Game.
Yeah,
So you gotta do us a favor. You gotta get someone else on the episode since you're the first guest. You
no,
gotta
I'm with it.
new
I-
guest.
hey, listen, I know some people, man.
Say that,
I'm
bro.
get somebody in there. I'm thinking of somebody right now. I'm honestly thinking of my dad. Um, and he probably would enjoy hopping on this with y'all. Because y'all are young, y'all doing it,
Yeah,
and he can give you crazy. I don't know if y'all know who the Godfather of basketball is, but he got a story for that. That man,
Heard you, bro.
John Lucas.
Heard you. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so I'm gonna talk to
Yeah,
him, man.
we gonna work on that. We gonna work on that for sure, bro. For sure.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Cole, you got anything you want to say before we dip?
No, just appreciate you for hopping on. Definitely dropped a lot of gems, and I was happy to hear about the experience as an AAU coach because the youth is just so important. That's the future of the game right there.
nah, real rap, man. Nah, look, man, I gotta share y'all my crazy Sixers take. I got a feeling these dudes they might get LeBron, man. I don't know what it is. Something telling me they might get LeBron James.
Hey, man. Hey,
I
we'll
don't
see.
I don't want it to happen personally, but I got a feeling.
We'll see, bro. Cause
I'm
every
hearing LeBron to Dallas, but I'm like, I don't know. I got a feeling he may just switch up and just come back to the East and finish, ride off on the sunset.
LeBron to Philly, man. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, bro. Yeah.
It'll give me a chance to watch him play before he retires. I need that.
Yeah,
No doubt.
yeah.
Yo, before we leave, we want to thank everybody for watching Love the Game, watching the latest episode. It's our first guest, Hunter again. One last time, we appreciate you for coming on, spreading knowledge, dropping gems, and really, participating in like basically like why we made this podcast, which is, helping the youth, making sure a lot of people look at basketball in a positive light. So yeah, bro. Again, thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Man, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. This is gonna be great, man. I love this,
For
yo.
sure, man. For sure.
Gotta
Uh,
get it again with y'all, man.
Yeah, bro, for sure. Let's do it. For sure, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah.
Alrighty, y'all. Y'all be
All right,
safe.
y'all. Yeah.